Hello everyone. In today's episode we are going to talk about the provisional residency certificate. I believe it is important to start with a definition of these essential documents in the migration regularization process. This certificate is issued by the migration authorities at the beginning of any residency application. Its primary function is to serve as proof for third parties related to the process that the applicant's current stay in the country is regular, which means legal. This is crucial because the holder of these documents will be able to begin studies or work activities in Argentina regardless of the status of the residency application. In other words, it is not necessary for the residency application to be approved to start these activities, as long, obviously, as the certificate remains valid. Except for the first provisional residency certificate issued only to cover the period until the applicant's in-person appointment at the migration office, each renewal of this certificate will be valid for 90 days. To continue enjoying the aforementioned rights, it will be necessary to renew it. The renewals of these documents are done remotely through the migration office website. However, it is important to know that this system frequently experiences technical failures. Therefore, if online renewal is not possible, the applicant must go in person to the migration office handling the residency application to complete the renewal process. The key question is, until when can the provisional residency certificate be renewed? The renewal will remain possible until the residency application is resolved and the final ruling becomes definitive. And by definitive, we mean that in the case of a rejection, all possible appeals must have been exhausted. This is a crucial point. When the residency process concludes, there are two possible outcomes. The first and most favorable scenario is that the request's residency is granted. In this case, the provisional residency certificate can no longer be renewed and the applicant must wait to receive their corresponding ID card. Now, in the event of a residency application rejection, the applicant may file the administrative and judicial appeals provided by the migration law in an attempt to overturn the decision made by the authorities. This appeal process usually takes a long time, and for this reason, the system allows the applicant to continue holding a document that enables them to maintain their daily life until all submit appeals are resolved. Although it may seem obvious, but it's important to mention that if no appeal is filed and the applicant accepts the decision issued by the migration office, the ruling becomes final and it will no longer be possible to renew the provisional residency certificate. Finally, let's address a topic that often causes a lot of confusion. Many clients ask us about this, so it's important to clarify. When we say that the provisional residency certificate allows its holder to enter and leave the country, we must understand that this document serves as proof before migration authorities at any border crossing that the individual has a pending residency application in Argentina. This means that the re-entry into the country will not be as a tourist, nor will the standard stay limits for tourists apply, which usually obviously require them to leave the country once those periods expire. However, under no circumstances is the provisional residency certificate a valid travel document. It must be presented when departing and re-entering the country, but without a valid travel document, usually a passport, this process cannot be completed. Additionally, always keep in mind that the provisional residency certificate can only be renewed while the applicant is in Argentina. It cannot be updated from abroad. I hope this information was helpful. We invite you to watch our other videos on the channel where we cover various aspects of the Argentine migration process that might interest you. If you need help or legal advice regarding any of these matters, feel free to contact us. Our contact information is in the video description. See you next time.